Welcome in, everyone, to the 9th episode of Skalareign, the beginning of the third act of our story. Tonight's episode is titled An Unexpected Opportunity. Last time on Skalareign, the Queen's Lament made their way through the high security section of Mortis Sylvana, searching for Subject 33. They handled a number of Scarlet Dragonborn that were there serving as guards, and also encountered the painter from the party that they all attended, who had been imprisoned for presenting a painting to Governor Iris that she was less than thrilled with at the end of the night. While you were there, you made a brief rendezvous over to Alcana, where you once again met with Amara, the elderly magic shopkeeper, who had apparently a door set into Mortis Sylvana at some point. When you returned, you encountered Subject 32, the closest of 16's clones that, the closest to perfection, as he put it. Y'all dunked on him pretty bad, actually.
Yeah,
I definitely thought
he died like a bitch.
That did not go well for him.
I definitely thought that fight was going to be more of a problem, and that fight confirmed for me more than any other that I hate the Sentinel feat, and I hate people who take it. So you can be rest assured in my games, if you take the Sentinel feat, you will not get as cool magic items from now on.
Wow.
That seems like a lie.
Given the one I gave you
Just
yesterday.
make things that can resist Sentinel.
Yeah.
It wasn't
but no,
just Sentinel.
no, it was a lot of things that went badly for my characters in that fight.
Let's
Yeah.
kill a dragon today. Twin spell greater invisibility.
Yeah, that I did not see coming. That is for sure.
Yes, it was invisible. Duh.
Fair.
I would like to give a inspiration to Kiona for that one.
Fair enough. Take an inspiration, Kiona. After dispatching Subject 32, you began to explore around the chapel that he had been operating out of and found a room off to the side wherein you did indeed encounter Subject 33, whom you were here to search for. However, Subject 33 did not look like any of the other gem clones that we'd seen thus far. Subject 33 was in the form of a 5-year-old tiefling girl who was a little bit confused at the strange people who had just broken into her room. But when allowed to pet and then ride a pony, she was easily sated and easily convinced to come along, because I'll tell you what, the people in this place never let her ride a pony. That certainly never happened.
Gala should have got her the goddamn pony.
Should have gotten her a pony, really.
Yeah.
Yeah, so...
Skull is the worst mall Santa ever.
I don't know about a mall Santa, but I'll tell you she's not a great mom. Well, I don't have to tell you. Subject 33, I'll tell you about it. But you absconded with Subject 33, electing not to murder a 5-year-old girl in her bed. And used
that was
the...
a good call.
Probably a good call. You used the teleporter that you'd found in there earlier to make it to the other project that was being worked on in the high security section of Mortis Sylvana, an airship, the first of its kind on Terracin, although it did seem to be using old elvish designs, so that's interesting. As you were trying to leave, however, Skala showed up on the back of Scarlet and said, absolutely fucking not. Because you guys have proven to be a real pain in the ass, and now you're trying to steal both of her most valued projects in one go, which is very rude.
Once we left Mortis Sylvana, we did steal it. There was no try. We
Oh, that's true.
succeeded.
You had effectively stolen
Yeah,
it at that point.
we have.
Yeah, that's true.
That mother had.
Well, Scarlet decided to lay waste to your fucking ship, and in doing so, also took a big old bite of Annalise. In fact, all of her. However, she then began to ignite, and she did transform into Lorelei, the goddess of one. And her first order of business was to relieve Scarlet of Skala's mind control. And Scarlet was not happy, and a fight broke out. And that is where we're going to pick things up tonight. The chaos that follows the ordeal with Lorelei's ignition is the subject of debate for many historical scholars. All the records of the era show is that Mortis Sylvana was destroyed that day, and a large swath of Skala's army was lost in the explosion. It is often called the peak of Skala's reign, the height of her strength. From then forward, she never regained the strength she held before that day. But in the moment, things were a good bit more chaotic. 16, point the airship down towards her armies, and everyone else gather here, yells Lorelei. And indeed you do. The airship begins to list dangerously forward, towards the ground, some might say. Everyone on the airship begins to cluster around the goddess as the ship's nose lists downwards. And in the distance, you can see Skala raise a hand up, blasting a sickly green ray of energy across Scarlet's wing, which begins to necrotize and shrivel. The roar from Scarlet is said to have been heard in Sail's grasp. And just moments before the ship impacted, radiant light shone around Lorelei, and everyone vanishes. And when next you all open your eyes, you are standing on the outskirts of a small village. It's 10 years in the future because Callie only has one idea. No, I'm just kidding. It's not 10 years in the future.
Oh, God.
But you are on the outskirts of a small village. That did happen. It is an area that seems relatively untouched by Skala's cruelty, if only for lack of relevance. Paige blinks as she glances around. Is this Feywatch? She asks, looking out at the bright pink and purple trees in the distance. Subject 33, meanwhile, hides between Rhea and Miriani's legs. She reaches into her shoulder pack, taking out a stuffed animal in the shape of a black dragon, and snuggles it into her chest as she looks around. Lorelei smiles gently in your direction. Welcome to my home. And that's where we will begin things tonight in Feywatch.
I'd just like to point out an inconsistency.
Go for it.
You said that in history, at that moment, after the whole Mortis Sylvana stuff, that Skala never quite regained the power she once had. That is untrue because someone in the future, a bunch of morons, let her ascend to godhood. So, that out there.
I mean, that's true. I guess when this story was told, it was before the Whispers.
I mean, that's fair.
Oof.
Oof,
Oh.
though. Oof.
Says Robbie is super quiet, so let's up Robbie's
Ow.
volume. Robbie is
Ow.
on max
Stereo.
volume on mine.
What?
My end. They say you are quiet AF.
Yeah, you were
I
usually
don't-
quiet AF
I don't
on
know what
Kelly's
else-
stream.
I don't know
Yeah,
what else to
you're
do.
you're at 200 on my Discord. Yeah, eat that
I'm
mic.
cranking you to 200.
Hold on.
There.
Eat that mic.
Nah, nah, nah.
My decibels a bit. Is that any better?
That is better.
Yes,
Mhm.
that
Yes.
is a lot better.
Okay.
So, Feywatch sits halfway between Grand Cross and Winter's Grip. To say it's not much would be generous. The entire village consists of about 30 buildings, most of them homes and farmsteads. There's a general store and a forge, and on the north side of the main road is a tavern inn, as well as a building that seems to be serving as the sheriff's office and a small surgery. All in all, the village is probably home to about 100 people total. On the east side of the village, where the purple and pink trees of the Fey Forest are closest, there is a shrine that has a statue of a woman with wings like a dragonfly's. Beneath it, there is a collection of tasty-looking foods and an offering basket. Needless to say, the arrival of a group of people out of thin air with a goddess standing among them, no less, has drawn the attention of the villagers.
Jem reaches down and picks up a bowl of ravioli that someone left at the shrine and starts eating it, but he's not happy about it.
Sarah just literally goes land and hugs the ground.
Oh, hello.
Uh,
Hi, everyone.
Yeah, people are gathering around. One of them yells out, Annalise! And Lorelai's head immediately snaps to the side as she turns and sees an elven woman running towards her. She's got beautiful red hair braided down her back and is carrying a swaddled baby in her arms. And she calls out Sarissa as she hurries over to embrace her, mindful of the child between the two of them. There is something of an awkward moment on their embrace as Sarissa reaches up and puts a hand on the goddess's cheek and cries a little bit as she says, "What happened to you?" Let's talk in
She's
private.
a goddess now.
Yeah, that's the short version.
It was very exciting.
You might want to sit down with a really good drink of whatever you like the most, as there's a lot to go over.
Yeah, Sarissa does not look excited. She looks
Did we
very
lose
sad.
the airship in this teleport?
The airship, the airship just crashed into Skala's army.
Okay. Noted.
Yeah.
Yeah, we did some more damage to her. Definitely a good thing.
She, Lorelai looks to Sarissa. Let's speak in private. And then she looks back to the crowd of people. I am Lorelai, the goddess of one. Those who travel with me are they who have struck a blow against Skala. They are to be treated with every courtesy. And she nods to you. This is my home. Come by, give us a couple hours. And, come by this evening.
Jen puts the empty bowl back in front of the shrine. I've had better.
Take all the time you need. Obviously, this is
Oh yeah.
shocking
there-
to everybody.
Is there a place we can stay in town?
Yes. She looks to a older elf who is approaching. That's the sheriff. He'll, she nods to the sheriff, who nods back. As they hurry off to talk, indeed, the sheriff of the city approaches you. He's an older man, though he has kind eyes that are far too seldom seen these days. His graying hair does little to hide the once lustrous blonde it had been. And in spite of his age, you get the sense he still knows his way around a sword. Well then, welcome to Feywatch. My name is Caldron, and I'm the sheriff. Don't cause any trouble, and you won't find much of any. As best you can, don't touch the food over by the shrine.
All right, just so you know, trouble tends to follow us. So
Yeah, we're only going to like, have to beat you up if you work with Skull. And glance over at Lorelai. I don't think you do, right?
No.
Oh, then we're already friends.
Great.
And just hug him.
You stranger, you were just eating something out of one of those. Did you eat out of the basket or off one of the plates?
a bowl, so neither.
He kind of grimaces. Did it taste good?
Nope.
All right, you're probably fine. Don't eat anything.
I was told that I have a weird immune system that's immune to everything, so.
It's more the Fae that you got to be nervous about. See, the ones in the baskets are ours. Those are our offerings to the Fae. The ones on the plates are what they leave for us. But if you take them, well, they kind of can do some weird magic on you. So we lose a lot of people that way. So I wouldn't.
I'm gonna go get one of the plates now. What's on it?
Mariani
Mostly,
is still
That feels
hugging
less
the
bad.
sheriff.
mostly baked treats are on it.
Oh,
It's
God.
things like cookies, brownies, cakes, things like that. Sweets.
I'll take a brownie.
Okay. Do you eat it?
Oh yeah.
Make a Christmas save for me.
Oh,
Mariani
dice.
is
That's what
actually-
I forgot.
Charm
Mariani is
time.
hugging on this guy the entire time, by the way.
Oh, he hugs back. And you are, miss?
I'm Mariani.
Hello,
It's in the
Mariani.
tentacles.
You smell nice.
I'm glad.
11.
All right, I'll remember that. Thank you.
Oh no.
He eats a cupcake.
Yeah, no need to make a charisma save.
The effects don't stack.
No, the effects don't stack.
No.
Oh,
Chum's
boy.
gonna have a weird night.
We'll see.
He's gonna have a very problematic evening and morning.
Doesn't he always?
Yeah, we'll see. All right. So the sheriff nods to you all. So Miriani and I'm sorry I didn't get your names.
Rhea.
Sarah Lightfoot.
Sarah Lightfoot, and you, sir.
Jem summons a second version of himself, then swaps places with him, and then starts feeding him more treats.
Have Clone Gem make a charisma save.
Technically, he's still in the original body, so the first treats would be in him as well.
While he's doing this, he's going
5.
He's asking us to call him 16. He's going through a phase right now.
He's
16?
going through a
is
bit
my
of a
name.
phase, and this
All
one
right.
down here,
She waves. I'm
the
Scala.
little one.
He raises his eyebrows at that.
In the way you're thinking.
I look
We
at Rhea
need
and
to
I
talk
go,
about that.
we need a different name for the little one.
Yeah, I'll go. I'll definitely go over.
Yeah, Rhea is gonna kneel
The
down
tiefling
and
looking at the tiefling at the tiefling for the tiefling child for the tiefling language. We need
Uh,
a name.
she's gonna kind of cock her head. Well, can't call you that because then people just react poorly.
What's wrong with that name?
People don't like your mama.
She's hurt a lot of people.
You saw what
This
she was
child.
willing to do to us.
This child has a look on her face of, yeah, that scans.
So
And I'm going
let's
to
choose
assume you
something
don't
prettier for
want
you.
to go by a number.
She blinks. He goes by a number.
He's weird.
Well, if you want a number, we can call you. How about 82 and a half?
I can't count that high.
Rhea will kind of
Okay,
cock her
that's
head
sad.
the other way. You know, my grandmother, she was an old-fashioned tiefling. Only spoke Old Elconnen, none of this newfangled language. And how about Loki? And then she's gonna turn to the rest of the group and translate hope.
That's pretty.
I like that one. Lucky is a pretty word.
Rhea's
It's all-
gonna smile at Loki and just put her hat like over her horns.
It
And
definitely like encompasses most of her head. And she holds up her dragon plushie and looks at it and is like, okay, I'm gonna be Loki. What do you think, Cookie? And she seems to hear something and then nods. Cookie says it's a good name.
Sarah's just looking at the kid, just like wide-eyed and going, "This kid is just adorable and innocent, and I just want to huggle and cuddle her all day."
Yeah, she has a dragon plushie named Cookie.
Yeah. Rhea
Hell
will
yeah.
offer to like pick her up as she stands back up.
Mm-hmm. She'll let herself be picked up. She puts an arm around you as she does.
Now that's out of the way.
Right. Well, I imagine you've all seen quite a bit.
Yeah, we found
You
her
could say
in
that.
Mortis Sylvana.
I see. Most people who
things
go to
we
Mortis
don't-
Sylvana don't leave Mortis Sylvana, though I suppose the
I've done it
goddess
twice.
helped.
We're special.
He's 2 for
Some
2.
things we don't just tell everyone.
We don't. Yeah, don't.
I only told
We
one
don't
person.
tell her where she's from, please. People will be
Well,
will be equally weirded out by it, on top of the old name.
Well, you have nothing to fear here. We are no friends of Scala. Of course, if her troops come through, we can't fight them, but and they come through on the road to Winter's Grip sometimes, but not often. there's nothing really here worthwhile, so they don't leave anyone here to garrison.
That tracks.
But yeah, so we're happy to hide you away when they do come through, if they do, and yeah. I can't imagine there's too many troops left in the region. Most of the garrison at Winter's Grip was just pulled out.
That's wonderful to hear.
Big
And yes,
grin.
that was our responsibility. We did all of that.
Well, that's incredible.
We've been
Thank you.
very busy.
Well, then
Yeah,
why
so
don't
having
I
a
take you
small
over to
respite.
the why don't I take you over to the nymph's nest, and we'll let you get a drink and a bed.
That'd be good.
That sounds wonderful.
All right. So you're taken over to the inn, and the sign by the door reads the Nymph's Nest. It's a simple 2-story building with a thatch roof and what is normally a pretty lively atmosphere.
With a fat roof?
A thatch
fat?
roof. Thatch.
Oh, that's less interesting.
As most of the village was out taking in the sight of your arrival, it's all but empty as you enter, though very quickly people do start filing back in, and most of them want to talk to you. However, Sheriff Cauldron tells them to go about their business. You know, you all need some time to acclimate and get your
Okay,
feet back
short
under you.
rest.
So you're
16 will summon one of his clones outside and be like, any questions you want answered? He can answer them. He, of course, has no answers to this
yeah, he has
people.
no idea what's going on.
Yeah, but he just leaves them out there with all the people.
Clone 16 just looks at you like, what do I say? What do you say? Hey, get back here!
No, he leaves.
All right. You are each brought a large mug of ale, and 33 or Laki is brought a mug with warm milk and honey, and she is very, very excited about
I
it.
want one of those.
You
Okay.
didn't ask.
Do you want to? Would you prefer a milk and honey?
I'm gonna drink both of them.
Okay. They'll bring you one. But finally, you all have something of a quiet moment to yourself. Laki is seeming to busy herself playing with Cookie, so she's fine.
Oh. So,
That went pretty well.
We're breathing.
That
That
was
is
a
more than I
lot.
expected for anything. We're still alive. We're on land and breathing. I say operation successful beyond our wildest expectations. Because who here thought that they would be dead at the end of the day?
Rhea just kind of plants her head on the table and raises her hand.
I always do.
Laki puts her
That's-
hand up too, but you get the feeling that maybe she just wants to fit in.
Oh.
Aw.
Sarah just pats her head and says, "You were so adorable." And then we'll wild shape into a cute little gray kitty and just start purring near her.
This has been the best day ever as far as she's concerned. She's gotten to go outside and see the sun, which is very cool. She doesn't get to do that very frequently. She's getting to have something that isn't just like garbage, like laboratory food, I guess is the way I would say it. Her diet has been strictly controlled for
Hospital
most of
food.
her life. Hospital food. That's a good way of thinking of it. She's gotten to ride a pony, and she gets to pet a kitty. This is a really, really happy day for her.
So I have Mage Hand from 2 different things. Can I conjure up 2 Mage Hands to play
No.
patty cake with her?
I love that concept, so yes.
Love how the answer changes.
Yeah, the answer did change.
Bird
when I brought
anniversary
up
I
is
what you
told
wanted
one
it
of
for.
spell.
Yeah.
There you
I
go.
told one of
That's
my
how we
players the
patty
other
cake.
day that you can do this so long as there's no rolls involved and it's not actually going to affect anything, but if it's just flavor, absolutely.
Yeah, absolutely. It's like when you write something into your backstory that's like, there's no way you did that at level 3, but it's just part of your backstory and part of like your big like cinematic moment in there. Sure, you did it. Congratulations. Doesn't mean you can do it
Yeah.
now.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Try and do it
once
again, you're
food
going to
and-
die.
Food in that comes out, Sarah will transform back, and that is obviously there are things to discuss, but a moment of respite and just forgetting about, nearly being killed by the goddess of hatred is and all of our other titles that I can't remember off the top of my head.
The Dread Demon of Hatred, the
Yeah.
Hell Plague, the Dark Queen.
Yeah, it's
Jordan,
like-
thank you so much for the follow.
Yes, welcome. And just never thought we would get this far. So just taking in the moment because you never know when we'll have this again.
Yeah. And
I'm still
We gotta
processing. We made it out of stone throw.
it's
You're
okay.
each brought a bowl of stew, by the way. It's a rabbit stew, and it's quite tasty. It's made with, they've got carrots and potatoes and celery in it. So the food here is quite good.
Air's all over this.
Although Lockheed does literally one at a time bring things out of the bowl and ask, "What's this?" because she doesn't know what any of these foods are.
16
We
just
go over there.
responds to all of them. Food.
Ria will
I-
actually answer in like the
Yeah.
weirdest display of patience you've ever seen out of her.
There's, yeah, that is interesting. And Sarah goes, and when they're properly cooked and everything like that, they can all be delicious. Raw, they can be a little bit much sometimes, but when cooked in the right way, you see the results.
She nods and takes a bite. The look on her face suggests this is probably the tastiest thing she's ever eaten. Maybe not entirely. She says, "This is definitely my second favorite food."
What's your favorite?
Cookies. One of the guards sometimes would sneak me a cookie because he liked me.
Oh. That makes me feel bad about, possibly offing that guard now. But
I
If
don't.
Mortis
I don't.
Sylvanas was destroyed, that guard's
just
definitely dead.
I don't think
the
it was
tiniest bit of,
possible.
there's the tiniest
We-
pang of regret that literally washes over.
We smeared him.
Yeah, but yeah, it's like,
So, where
And
would you
Sarah
like
just
to
think-
go now?
and Sarah just thinks, if we can get her back onto the other side of the mountains, I can introduce her to my family, and there will be all sorts of tasty things for her. She'll have a field day with it.
Mom, I came home with a kid.
She's gonna be like, "I knew this was gonna happen.
Freak.
I knew this would happen. I knew it."
If she goes and does that, she's going to assume that it's probably hers and Gem's as well.
I feel like she'd be like, "Okay, you were not gone for 5 years. There's no way."
Magic.
Yeah,
Yeah.
no, it's like this is a woman.
Magic.
This is a halfling woman who had a halfling family,
Yeah.
size family of, she's one of 10. So yeah.
On that note, as you're all enjoying your meal, 16, you hear a voice in your head. It is that of Sarah's mother at one point, who speaks softly and says, "Hello, Gem dear. I just wanted to reach out and check in on Sarah. We've been hearing a lot of things over here. Hope all is well."
Is this a sending spell?
Yep, she cast sending on you.
Yeah, we're good. We got an airship, but Scala destroyed it. Also destroyed Mortis Sylvanas, a bunch of her army, and we have her daughter, but everything's good.
If that's 25 words, that tracks.
Yep, that tracks. So you all hear Gem suddenly say that. Lockheed
mom?
blinks.
Not your
Oh.
mom, her mom.
Oh, I'm glad it wasn't my mom.
My mother,
Your mom
She's a bit of
messages
a
me
worrywart.
sometimes too. She's kind of my mom in a way.
You got a brother.
Ria just groans.
Sarah was like, more like cousin, not brother.
She holds up her plushie.
What does Cookie think?
Cookie says, Cookie thinks that I don't have any siblings.
Well,
It's all a matter of perspective.
I have learned there are two types of family in the world. Those that are directly related to you by blood, and those, and Sarah proceeds to point to the party and Laki, those that you make along the way.
I see. She looks at Mariani. What's your mom like?
Oh,
Oh
I-
wow! I love the
yeah.
bluntness of this kid.
yeah, no. Yeah, no, we'll go with that first instinct. Oh, she's dead.
Yeah,
Oh.
that's a Mariani thing to say.
I'm sorry.
Yeah. It's okay. It was a long time ago.
Were you close?
Yeah.
Hmm.
It's all right though. These things just happen sometimes.
Such is
It-
the way of the world that, well,
It's my mom's fault, isn't it?
unfortunately.
She's not
And
very
it's
Yep.
nice.
no. But, like I said, there are those you are related to, and there are those who you meet along the way. And those who you meet along the way can be better family than anything else. The best part about that is, and she boops Lakey's nose, you get to choose that one.
She smiles. As the bartender comes back over, he nods. Well, we got rooms prepared for you upstairs. I've got 4, so the little one will have to stay with one of you.
Stay with me.
I also got a bath drawn upstairs.
Ooh, that sounds delightful.
That sounds amazing. Thank you
course.
for your hospitality.
Not every day everyone shows up with a goddess at their back. We're not gonna all die or anything, are we?
I would hope not.
Okay.
Possibility.
Yeah, probably not. Shrug.
Is
Indeed.
All right. Well, the
Let
bartender
me-
liked 2 of your answers.
let me put it this way: she did some work, and I don't think Scala wants to cross her right now.
Fair enough.
And I'm like, this all just kind of happened within the last few hours. So we were surprised by it as you were, and I think Miss Holy is now trying to process everything.
I see. Well, like I say, rooms will be provided for you. If what they say about you is true, then we all owe you a debt that pretty sure we'll never be able to pay, but we'll do our best by you.
The hospitality is. Don't consider it a debt. We're all in this together. We're doing our part. You're doing yours.
No. After finishing your meal, Lakey yawns very widely. It has been a day for her. A lot of excitement.
Most exciting day she's had.
I would say so.
It's like, I'm going to enjoy the bath briefly, and then I am going to go to sleep, as it's been a long, long day.
So where's everyone going this evening? Who's going to the bath? Who's going to the bed? Is anyone else going anywhere else?
Bath.
Did Annalise want to talk to us this evening or in the morning?
She asked you to come by that evening.
Oh, yeah, so we'll get cleaned up first, then.
Okay.
Yeah. Get all
Six-
the blood
six-
and guts off of us.
Seems fair. 16?
Go up to the room till it's time to go.
Okay.
Meet.
All right. So 16 heads up to the room. It's a very plain and simple room, but by virtue of it not sucking, it's better than most. It's nicer than an in-room you would get in Stone's Throw, even though this place is way smaller and way more paltry, but there's just not as much of Scala's influence here. So it's quite nice, actually. The bath is large enough for a few people to be in at any given time, and Rhea, I presume you're going to take Lucky up with you as well.
Mm-hmm.
So you do, and you're all able to disrobe and get in the bath. As you help Lucky disrobe, the scars, the welts, the bruises, the numerous signs of abuse and suffering that she has been put through become all too apparent. It would appear they often avoided her face, but the rest of her was spared very little. 16's not there, but were 16 to be there, it'd be a very familiar sight to him. Despite not being like the rest of them, she was not spared any of the experimentation.
This is a warning. It may sting a little bit, but the feeling will be passing and it'll feel a lot better.
What was the name of the town we're in?
Feywatch,
We're in Feywatch.
which will be renamed Lorelei's Meat by the time of the Whispers.
Rio will just nod, but Pete'll help some.
She nods. It doesn't seem to bother her too much. She seems used to it, but she nods and she slides down into the bath, and she does wince a little bit as she gets in, but once she's in, she seems happy enough and just starts swimming around in the tub. She makes her tail move like a propeller and propeller forward. She's pretty happy about it.
Yeah, I'll jump in and just relax.
I'm gonna let them know how we're doing.
Rio will also get in.
Let who know how we're doing?
I'm going to cast sending
Oh, okay. Who do you want to talk to?
because I just looked at my spell list and realized I've had it this whole time.
Seems fair. All right. Who would you like to cast sending towards?
It'll be the general that gave us
Oh.
the assignment
Yes.
in the first place.
That general
whose name
whose name
escapes
I
me.
remember.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh god, that session 1 and only session 1.
Oh God, what was it? He was a captain, I think.
Yeah, it was Captain something.
Luca, Captain Luca.
There you go.
All right. What would you like to say to Captain Luca?
You got 25 words, Kiana. More if
I
you want
made
to
it
do this in a
exact-
multi-part.
I made it exactly.
All right. Read it aloud.
Stones throw agitated, swung by Mortis Sylvana, found Scholar's daughter, made a goddess, killed one dragon, freed another, currently resting in Feywatch. Have a nice day.
That is wonderful.
That's a
And
lot
so
to
in
unpack in
character.
25 words.
That is perfect quintessential Miriani, I have to admit.
Why use lots of words when few words do?
Exactly.
There is a long pause. A long enough pause. Just long enough to make you wonder if maybe he was killed and, he can't respond. Before finally a voice comes back through that says, "Who is this?"
Jem is going to send a message. Oh, he's still going. Never mind. Sorry.
If you're responsible for the troop movements around Mortis Sylvana, well done. Stay safe.
That is the appropriate response, I guess, because yeah, we were assumed all of the people that went out
Are
who
assumed
who
dead.
knows what his expectations were.
Speaking of, I'd like to send a message to that newbie. I forget what his name was. Just be like,
Alexi?
Alexi.
Yeah, Alexi.
Alexi.
Oh my
Since I've already talked to Mama Bear today, I send one to Alexi. I just go, "You dead yet?"
Jesus, Gem.
Fucking hell.
A
Chaos
message
gremlin of the campaign indeed.
comes back through. it is Alexi, but his voice sounds a little bit different. And it replies, "They fucking wish."
Oh, his balls
And
dropped.
16 just kind of nods to himself. Nice.
Proud of him.
Damn. Somebody got some guts and courage in all of that.
Yeah,
It's
it's
all
amazing what
Jim
facing an
Bacon.
army of demons will do.
Can't be afraid forever.
It's true.
Nope.
So yeah, Gaudria.
So just as Locky is, swimming around the bath, I'm gonna slide over to Sarah. So we're doing anything we can to give her an actual childhood, right?
Absolutely, 100%. I would disgrace my halfling heritage if this little thing didn't have a childhood.
Ria's just gonna kind of nod.
So, yes, I agree.
She is like basically swimming little circles around the tub, and then she like kind of like huffs and pouts and says she wants to go faster, so she casts haste on herself and she starts going faster. I would say twice as fast.
Sarah's eyes kind of bug out at that one.
Miriani will
That's
laugh and clap and splash
impressive.
her.
Yeah, she is moving like she's hopped up on caffeine now.
Oh yeah, no kidding. And I'm just
She
like,
had that latte.
Yeah.
yeah.
No,
And
she
then
can cast
after
third
a
level
minute
magic
that-
though.
After that, Sarah's just keeping time in her head, remembering how Miriani cast his spell. It is just waiting for that to wear off after a minute.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Ria's gonna like catch her when it wears off.
Yeah.
Crash.
After a minute,
Yeah.
the sugar high comes to an end and she crashes hard and falls asleep in Ria's arms.
Ria will, dry her off and like wrap her up in Ria's, oversized coat.
Mm-hmm. And you do. You all get out of the tub and dry off. You take her to the bedroom and lay her down to sleep. She seems like she needs it. And that you're able to all get dressed and make your way on over to Annalise's home. Which I need a song for. I think. Yeah, that'll work. So you do. It's by now the sun is dipping below the horizon. It's starting to get dark, and you cross the village back over to the house that Annalise pointed to and said was hers. And as you get there, the door is open, and the look on Sarissa's face, her face is very tear-stained. There have been a lot of tears and a lot of crying over the last couple hours. And at the moment, though, she's not. She is just kind of watching as Lorelei is holding the child and glancing down. And you also notice off to your right, Paige is there and seems to be like sketching on a piece of paper as Lorelei is tending this child. She looks up, though. My friends, thank you for coming. I fear my journey with you is at its end.
I would believe so, but I can't say we didn't owe you a debt of gratitude. For one, you're the reason our bacons are not cooked right now.
Literally.
Then you may consider us even, for you saved me in the fight against Iris.
Absolutely.
That's what we do. We gotta help each other out.
Not like we were just gonna let you die.
Fuck no.
No. Alas, it is not my place to stay on this world for much longer. I will have to leave. And she looks to Sarissa. But know that I will ever be with you, for I am the goddess to one. And she looks down at the child in her arms. Maybe two. Sarissa nods, having...
That's
She's-
lovely.
She still seems very sad, but has gotten a control of herself at this point.
You igniting is... This is a story we will need to spread. Unfortunately, as long as you don't mind, is... Right now, people need hope.
It's a good
And
symbol.
the igniting of a goddess who is able to give Skala the middle finger in the end. Lorelei. You'll do a bigger dent than any of us ever could just by sharing that story alone.
She looks at you, Sarah,
And I
as you
look
say
at-
that.
And I look at Paige.
Lorelei looks at you, and you get the sense that she is seeing through you, past you. And she smiles. I think you have plenty of good left to do yourself. And you can be rest assured that should you whisper a prayer to the goddess of one, it will be heard. Is there a boon I might grant you to aid in your quests wherever they may take you?
To all of us, or specifically to me?
Ask away, and I will do as I can. You are all my friends.
Sarah's got one thing on her mind right now. Is she's like, my family can take care of themselves. Make sure that one of the thing we need to make sure about is that kid has a childhood. I draw the line at kids.
She nods.
And I'll make sure Skala gets her comeuppance one day. Make that be clear. That has not gone away. But part of that comeuppance is making sure that child is allowed to be a child, and not in her spitting image. So if anything, I say, make sure that child's okay.
I will watch over her. I promise you that. She looks to the rest of you. Ria, 16, Mariani, anything I might grant you?
I don't know. We're probably going to be doing more fighting, so I guess we don't die as easy. Since you're not going to be here to help, obviously.
She nods. Indeed, I will not be
That's a
able
good
to
point.
do as I once did. I will ensure that something is left for you that will be helpful. It will
Like,
take
you
some
cover
time.
my bones in like metal, but I can still move around, obviously.
I can, but don't you sometimes jump into other bodies?
I'll just make sure I always come back into this one, I guess.
Okay.
Sarah's just laughing.
She gives that look even as a goddess, she's not sure when you're joking and when you're not.
Why don't you toughen me up?
She nods and walks over and places her hand over your chest. And you feel...
Not going to be able to go swimming anymore after this.
Nope.
She rolls her eyes. I'm not covering your bones in metal,
No.
16. And she, as she floods this kind of divine radiance through you for a moment and then pulls her hand back and nods. Oh, that should make things a little bit more difficult on them. You now have resistance to radiant and necrotic damage. I will give you a magic item or something that will give you that effect.
I wonder how I add
Yeah,
that.
I'll have to give you a magic item that does
Boon
it.
of Lorelei
I'll give
or
you.
something like that.
You'll have a tattoo of a magical
Homebrew
tattoo.
feed or something.
I'll give you a magical
Oh
tattoo.
boy,
that does
here
it.
we go with magic
Usually I-
tattoos again.
Well, the way I've done this in the past is just having wondrous items that represent the boons.
What was
Yeah.
that
So
about
it's
one
usually
idea?
Yeah.
She looks to you, Miriani and Rio.
Rhea just kind of shrugs. You reminded me how to be a person again. I can't ask more than that.
I'll take hers.
She looks at you for a long moment, Ria, and puts up a finger. A moment. Miriani, what may I do for you?
Are you sure you can't stay?
If I could, I would.
Aw.
I always thought gods could do what they wanted
I'll
to
miss
do.
you.
Not
More
at all.
hugs.
16. We are in some ways more restricted than you are. But she hugs you tightly, Miriani. But if I can, I'll pop down from time to time. Got to make sure the young one is growing up properly and not eating gem bacon.
Here's
You don't have to worry about that.
head in hands. Head in hands.
Technically, wouldn't it be cannibalism for her? She's a tiefling.
No.
Still not
No,
gonna
Jeff.
put that. No.
True.
I mean,
Okay.
he's got a point.
No, he doesn't.
He's out of line, but he's right.
No, he's not.
I don't think he
No,
is.
very much not right. No.
Yep, humans and tieflings, two different things.
Ria, a long time ago you told me... I say a long time ago. Goodness, it was only a week. It feels like a lifetime.
It really does.
We've been
It's only
busy.
been a week in game.
You told me that once
It's-
you gave yourself over to anger and vengeance and you made a deal with something that empowered you, you
Yeah.
expressed regret for that choice.
Nods.
Would you undo it?
Yeah.
Then kneel.
Gonna kind of give a look like this is
Ooh.
weird, but okay.
Oh.
Prepare yourself for pain unlike anything you have ever experienced or imagined.
Sarah takes about 3 big halfling steps back.
She motions for
Big eyes.
Sarissa to take the child out of the house.
Yeah, everybody clear out. This is about to suck.
And then she holds her hand up, and this divine light begins to shine on you. And at first, you don't notice anything, but only at first. Because after that, the burning sets in, and then gets worse, and then gets worse, and then gets incredibly worse. As the corrupted, demonic part of you is burned from your flesh and stripped out of your body. Pain doesn't begin to describe what you feel. Go ahead and make a Constitution save at disadvantage.
Oh boy. Plus 9.
You all listen as Ria starts to scream in agony. But do you stop?
No?
Okay. Yeah, obviously you could have if it hurts too bad. Eventually, though, it does end. And Ria, for the first time in years, you feel that weight lifted off of you, that unending desire for revenge, to kill, to strike back against Scala, to avenge your children. It's all past. It still lingers in your heart. The pain, the loss of them is still there, but where once you wanted nothing more than to avenge it, now you feel ready to mourn it and make room in your heart for something else. You may remove your levels of Warlock and replace them with Oath of Protection Paladin.
God damn.
Your weapon has also changed in the process. Where once
You
you
don't
had
say.
Where once you had the twin pistols, vengeance and retribution, you now have the Blade of the Redeemed. The Blade of the Redeemed is a legendary longsword, forged and blessed by Lorelei, the goddess of one. It is forged from the horns of a tiefling whose life was dedicated to avenging their wife and children. The hilt of the sword is a curved handle made from twisted horn, with a trigger and long, thin barrel extending down the shaft of the blade. The blade itself is fashioned from the second horn. Both horns are cracked from years of use, but the cracks have been filled with a resplendent platinum metal that glows blue in dim light. It's divinely crafted. The blade is a +3 longsword. In addition, whenever you land a melee attack with it, you may add 1d6 radiant damage to the roll. It also has Protector of the Meek. While within 5 feet of an ally with less current hit points than you, they gain a +2 bonus to their AC. And it also has Gunblade. The Blade of the Redeemed has 6 charges drawn from the life force of its wielder. As an action, you may expend a trigger to pull extend a charge to pull the trigger and make a ranged attack against a target within 30 feet. The damage is 2d8 plus your Charisma modifier. In addition, when you critical hit an enemy on a melee weapon attack, you may expend a charge to pull the trigger and deal an additional 4d8 damage plus your Charisma modifier. Your charges replenish each day at dawn.
Well, Rhea's going to be a squall on the battlefield.
Oh God, yes. Oh boy.
There you are. It is the Blade of the Redeemed. Please remove Vengeance and Retribution from your inventory, and you may add that.
You want to show the art, especially with the comment Robbie just made?
Yeah. We can do that.
I think that'll be accurate.
We're going to show it on the stream, so if you're not on the stream, make sure you head on over there right quick.
Mm-hmm.
Boom, and let's see, browse.
Yes, I saw the finished version of this a while ago, and I went E.
Oh, that is very zoomed in.
Yeah, they
very
always
well.
are.
It is. Yeah, that.
Yeah.
That is
Giant
impressive.
thanks to Buttered Apple, because she's awesome.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
As we
Yes.
have our new paladin, our Oath of Protection paladin, Rhea. All right. And she nods and bids you to rise. Very well then, my paladin. You are free of your deal, although that dread demon may come wanting to collect nonetheless. But know that you do not have to give what he wants. You can fight him if you wish.
Rhea is just like gasping on her hands and knees. Oh, you weren't kidding how much that sucked.
Well, don't make deals with demons, she shrugs.
Yeah, I learned that one.
Very important. I wonder if in another world, young Tabaxi has just learned that lesson. Anyway. Poor Kiona.
What do you
All right.
mean? I'm giggling about all of that.
I
Yeah,
mean,
I know.
yeah.
All right. And with that, she takes a step back and one more time steps outside to say goodbye to her wife and to her child. She looks to you all. This is my child, Anna. I hope that she is blessed with as good of friends as I found.
I hope so too.
And with that, she begins to fade and vanish. And then she is gone. And Sarissa drops down to her knees and cries.
Comfort.
Yeah, definitely. And go. Your wife has done so much for so many.
You have no idea. That is who she is, through and through.
So be proud of that. Be truly proud of that. Not every day somebody can brag that their wife is a goddess who stood
she'll-
against Skala.
Oh, she'll get no such pleasure from me.
She said you were a spitfire. She wasn't lying.
I have no doubt. And with that, you all return to the inn. Find your way to your rooms to sleep. night. 16.
Nope.
You're resting in your room that night when you hear a knock at the door.
Summon a gem to answer the door.
As your gem opens the door, a small 5-year-old tiefling is standing there, having snuck out of her room.
The little girl.
She
All right, I
blinks.
dismiss him. Yeah.
Can I talk to you?
Sure.
She enters into the room, closes the door behind her.
Sits up on the bed and pats the bed next to him for her to climb up there.
She climbs up. It takes her a moment because she has to put her arms up and then lift herself up on and then sit down next to you. You're like me.
Kind of. Yeah, we were made the same way, but you were made better.
Seems like I'm a lot smaller. I don't know if I'm better. You're
No,
pretty
you'll
capable. You can make copies of yourself. That's pretty cool.
grow. You can't do that?
I don't think so.
Maybe it'll manifest later on. Can you turn into other people?
No.
It'll probably come. You were supposed to be able to do all the things that I can do, but not be crazy.
You don't seem crazy.
Oh, I'm pretty crazy.
Oh. Can you be crazy if you know you're crazy?
Yeah, that's fine.
Oh.
No rule against that.
How come you're nice to me and all the other ones were mean?
Because all the other ones were being controlled by someone else. We all just found different ways to focus the bad feelings we had inside, and I chose to focus mine on removing all the other ones.
Did they hurt you too?
They did.
I didn't like the electric shocks the most.
Did they ever do the one where they put you in a room and everybody got a pet, and then there was a process of elimination?
She nods.
What about the thing with the water tank?
She nods.
So were there other little yous too?
No. They had me do it with other people. Sometimes it was people who looked like you. Sometimes they were the dragon men. Sometimes not.
Oh, you don't have to worry about that anymore.
Yeah. I started turning invisible whenever they'd come into my room and hiding.
See, I
They didn't
can't
like-
do that one.
Oh, I'm pretty good at casting magic. I like reading the books about it.
Ah.
Mhm.
No, I can't do magic.
Have you tried?
Well, I can do the magic that humans can do.
Oh,
Like, I can send a message and I can read minds, and
I can't read minds. That's cool.
there might have been another one. Is there
Hmm.
another one I can do?
I think there is a third one that you get. Don't remember what it is though. Do you have the dreams sometimes about the lady?
Probably.
The one who
I
goes.
described the lady that I saw
Mm-hmm.
in my dream that one time.
She nods.
Yep.
And the lady who could transform, like you say.
I never had any dreams about her, but I know about her. So, see, the fact that you have dreams about them, they're probably in you as well, so you can do the things I do someday.
Yeah. She wants to get back to her lover.
Yeah, but what she turned into was a monster, and she's gone now. They both are.
She shakes her head. No, she's still waiting for her.
Where at?
A swamp. There's lots of ghosts there, but she's waiting for her there.
Well, maybe somewhere in the future they'll find each other.
She nods. They will. I think so. That's how it happens in the storybooks.
Yep.
Do you want to read me a storybook?
The only book that I have is, he reaches down and takes one out of his pack. This here about a goddess who hasn't been born yet, named Delenfer, goddess of perseverance. I don't know how interesting it'll be to you.
She sits excitedly and puts Cookie in her lap and wants to hear all about it.
All right. And he'll start to read from the Book of Delenfer.
She is enraptured by the tale. She thinks it is an incredible tale of perseverance and bravery in the face of darkness.
And by the end, Delenfer, as she sparked, is that the right term? Had many friends and countless people who loved her and looked up to her and depended on her. And there were a lot of people that would have been a lot worse off if it wasn't for her.
Lockie has fallen asleep in your lap at that point, or on your shoulder.
Okay, he just tucks her into the bed then and just sits down in a chair, I guess.
It's very late by the time you get through the Book of Delenfer. It's not a short tome, for many were Benice Tomal's deeds,
I'm
and
not going to get a long rest.
they have all been thoroughly recorded. But it is very late that night. In the dark stillness, the sound of crickets and other nighttime insects accompanies the gentle rustle of reeds in the light wind. And suddenly, every window in the entire building is blown out as a massive explosion rocks the night air.
No, I
That
told
can't be
captain
good.
guy, or that mayor. What was he? The mayor?
The shockwave...
sheriff?
The sheriff, yeah. The shockwave knocks things off shelves, neatly stacked chairs downstairs fall from the tables, and the whole world seems to shake underneath your feet. The sound is utterly deafening, and your ears ring loudly as they ache. And as you're all...
Sky, just instantly.
And as you're all thrown out of your beds, you can see out the window. Well, what remains of the window. Far to the west, hundreds of miles away, the sky glows an ominous red, and smoke and ash billow up into the air. All around,
That can't be good.
all around, people are panicking, thinking that Skala is attacking, yet from the windows, you don't see any fiends or monsters in the area. 16, you see as Lockie is, of course, awakened by this and is grabbing at her ears and kind of looks out the window. And as she does, her eyes widen and she looks utterly terrified, squeezing her plushie against her chest. And she says, "Mother's angry."
Yeah, kind of figured she would be. You said this is coming from the west?
Far to the west.
In owl form, what do I see?
In owl form, I would say that you can see that this has not happened anywhere close to here. So for the explosion to be felt like it was, it must have been utterly gargantuan. It would have had to alter the very face of the world to be felt as far as ways. The explosion, even in owl form, it happened over the horizon, and you can only see the glow and the smoke rising up from it.
Sarah immediately goes to 16, pops out of owl form, and tears start running down her eyes as she says, "Jem, contact my mother right now. Right fucking now."
Is that the direction?
That'd be the right direction.
Have I gotten a long rest?
Yes, I'll say. I'll say you can do ascending here.
Okay, so yeah, he sends a message and just says, "This is Jem. Are you in Sal's grasp? Okay."
You are met with only silence.
Do I know if it was delivered or not?
Descending, say you know if it was delivered or not.
Yeah.
I don't know for sure. Because the only way you would know, I guess for sure or not, because it fails if they're on a different plane than you. If the target's on a different plane than you, there's a 5% chance that the message doesn't arrive, but there's nothing that says otherwise.
And then you are met with only silence.
He just shakes his head.
Sarah's trembling at that point. She was hoping she was wrong on that one. I will kill her by my own 2 hands. She will die the most gruesome of deaths. Of this
Go up.
I vow.
Go up and take up Sarah's hands.
And she just screams and wails at that point. She's...
You got shoulder now.
Yeah, she is... The word grief is an understatement. She's in disbelief right now, because if that went off with that much force, she knows... She has an idea if that did that to windows this far away.
Yep.
But yeah. No, and
No one survived that.
Mariana will just hold her and, rock back and forth. Not say anything, just let you let it out.
Rhea, you are able to find Laki in the same room that Sarah and Sitsuki and Mariana are in.
Say, she busts through the doors. Where's
Laki is looking out the window at the fire in the distance, just transfixed by it.
Yeah.
And it is a long, difficult, painful night.
Sarah doesn't sleep that night for the rest of that night.
And that is the actual end of Act 2. We will... The party remains in Feywatch for the next couple months. Rumors of the explosion begin to reach Feywatch about a week later. People say that everything west of the Soren mountain range is just gone. That Skala rose a volcano out of the ground, and when it erupted, it destroyed that part of the continent and left a sea in its wake. And indeed, Sarah, all attempts to reach home over the next few days are met with silence. And that's where things sit for a time. Mourning, grieving, loss, helping a young child acclimate to society, helping Sarissa adjust to life without Annalise. It becomes everyone's new normal for the next 2 months. So I need everyone to tell me what they do in the downtime. And I will also tell you that during the downtime, in addition to whatever you want to do roleplay-wise, you may each take a new proficiency and a new expertise for things that you have studied in the downtime and practiced.
Sorry, you said a new expertise and a new
Proficiency. Yep, a new proficiency in a skill and an expertise in a
say-
skill.
So it's limited to skills. We can't do like saving throws.
No, not saving throws. You can take a new skill or a skill and a proficiency. Yeah.
How do you add expertise on D&D Beyond?
There should
yes,
be.
you can
If you hit
override
the
it.
little,
If
hit
you-
the little cog
yeah.
at the end where it says manage, and when you click on something, and then go to customize, where it says skill proficiency level, you can choose proficient or expertise.
So
My chance for some nature.
I am going to take nature, and I am going to take expertise in survival.
Great. And you do.
Because what Sarah is going to do is, as a way of grieving, she will at least initially be out in the woods of Feywatch hunting.
Okay.
And because little Lakey needs better clothes, and right now Sarah's trying to think about vengeance and justice in many different ways, and right now the biggest thing she can do to spite Scala for literally killing her entire family and just about everything else she ever knew up until the most recent few months, she is just going to grieve in the best way she can right now, and right now that is the simple things.
So we'll say you go
Or-
west into the Southern God's Grasp Forest because you don't want to go east into the Fey Forest. Most people don't come back out of the Fey Forest.
Fair enough. But yeah, she would do that and get things, animal hides and stuff like that and food for the village, but you can tell that Sarah's just in constant shock and trauma right now and is just flowing through the motions right now, just trying to figure out how to grieve for that.
Rhea, what are you up to in the 2 months of downtime?
Trying to figure out which skills I can realistically spin into Rhea being a mom.
I feel like
Medicine?
being a
Persuasion?
mom teaches you insight,
That's a solid one.
perception,
And animal handling.
animal handling, absolutely.
Yeah, I could definitely go with that.
Yeah, I'll do insight. I don't know. Can
Medicine.
I just do 2 proficiencies, or does it have to be one one that I take from a proficiency, 2 expertise?
I will trade you one of your expertise for just a regular train. So you train in 2, and then I'll take 2 expertises.
Fine by me.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Nice.
Wait, what?
Wow.
Yeah,
I
take 2
didn't think that was going
proficiencies
to be the
and
case.
16 can have 2 expertises. Sure.
Right. It's because we spent so much time studying together.
Okay, I'm thinking athletics and insight then. for
It's
proficiency.
because
Athletics to run around chasing after her, and insight to.
Especially when she's hasted.
Yeah, she can haste, that's for sure. You all do, by the way, learn as you're going through your 2 months downtime just how skilled of a young mage she is. She is a level 7 sorcerer.
No, she doesn't get an expertise because she's busy doing mom stuff. And
Yeah.
Jem gets the extra expertise because he's able to study twice as much. It makes perfect sense.
No, I took expertise in athletics and intimidation.
Nice. Yes, yes, Tilly. Lockheed is a 7th level sorcerer.
Yeah.
I took the proficiency in acrobatics and expertise in performance because she liked that time back before we started where she did the dancing. So
Nice.
she worked on a lot of that.
Nice. I will say a couple other spells you have seen her cast over the last 2 months when she has found need of them. She cast a fly spell on herself once, which she seemed very happy about.
I'm sure Rhea about had a heart attack.
Once when she was grounded, she cast Dimension Door on herself to escape, which also got her further grounded.
Yeah, I can imagine that.
She is a big fan of Mirror Image. She will absolutely, after hanging out with 16 for a little bit, she thought it was super cool that he could make copies, and so she figured out how to make copies of herself too. But hers is Mirror Image, and it's different.
Has any of the other abilities manifested, like being able to shapeshift or?
Not in that way, not in the way you do it, but she does have Alter Self too, so she can do it through magic, but not in the way that yours do.
I haven't had call to use them, but I have a bunch of the illusion spells as well. So,
Yeah.
Aunt Miriani is not particularly welcome, I imagine.
One time, you caught her getting into something she shouldn't have been in, and so she cast Expeditious Retreat and took off running at full speed. And turns out she's pretty fucking fast.
Expeditious Retreat while hasted.
Yeah,
she's fucking gone.
Girl can move. If they weren't both concentration, she would.
Yeah. I can imagine Sarah being the stern discipliner right now, given her general mood. Not mean, but yeah.
Yeah. She is a lunar sorceress, and you do indeed see that her abilities seem to change with the phases of the twin moons, Rosalind and Ceres. Um, 16, what are you up to in the downtime?
I go into the Fey Forest.
Okay. Go into the Fey
Hang out.
Forest.
Yeah.
Well,
Practice athletics by just finding giant logs to pick up and put back down again.
roll a D100 for me.
Oh, a D100. I never get to do these.
Oh God.
Oh no.
Do I want high or low?
You might not be coming back.
You want high.
You want very high.
Papa! That was a 25.
Not great.
Work those DM muscles.
Oh, don't you worry. Well, it's about, I would say, a month into the downtime when one day 16 doesn't come back.
You know that event in Wildermyth where it's like so-and-so disappeared and came back 5 years later having not aged a day.
At all. That's kind of what happens, because 16 doesn't come back that day, but does come back a week later. But 16...
I'm 17 now.
No, it's the opposite. You were only gone for about an hour.
What'd I learn or get? What happened?
While you were out in the forest, you met... you know what? Let's just roleplay it.
Cool.
Let's roll this.
I mean, that's better than well, as far as you know, you just ate a mushroom and had diarrhea for a bit. which is definitely the first thing that jumped to my mind.
So, 16, you're moving through the Fey Forest and... lifting logs and setting them back down, pertinently. That's important. And you've been out here doing this a bunch lately, just as kind of, for exercise. You're building up the athletics, getting stronger. And one day, as you're out there, you definitely get the sense that you're being watched, that there are eyes upon you. What do you do?
Oh, it's prestigitation. I've had prestigitation this whole time.
Oh, yes.
He starts prestidigitating.
You hear an almost
Nope.
child...
He summons one of his gem clones sort of off to the side, out of the way, and uses it to sneak up on who is watching him.
as the... So which one's moving around to try to sneak off?
I am. So I use the other one as bait, obviously.
Okay, so okay, great. Just so I know. Great. So you start sneaking your way around towards you where you think these eyes might be coming from, where you kind of got that sense, and your gem clone's just sitting out there in the middle, just continuing to lift logs, set them back down.
He can't lift them as high as I was doing it, though. This one's weaker.
I feel like he's pretty strong. Like,
You want me to roll for him? Oh, look at that. Natural 1. Oh, sorry. It wasn't a natural 1, but it was a natural 2. So
okay, I see.
it's a 15 with the new athletics.
So he's lifting it up and setting it down, and you kind of make your way over, and you finally peek your head around the tree looking for the source that you thought was there, but you don't see anything. But you do hear a voice in your ear go, "What are we looking for?"
You
found me. And next to you, there is a being probably about 1.5 feet tall. It is flying with dragonfly wings, although other than that, it looks like maybe an elven girl. But it's very small. And she smiles at you pleasantly. Hi.
That was easier than I thought it would be.
It's really nice to meet you. Can I have your name?
16.
All right. And with that, 16 hurries on off into the forest.
Huh?
You gave her your name, so she's going to go leave with it, and yeah.
All right, bye.
She took it.
Yeah. So you head back to town. Miriani, Sarah, and Rhea, none of you remember Jem's name.
Perfect. How does that work when they all still know me as Gem?
They don't know you as Jem. When they see you, they know you, but they don't have a name for you.
Do I
Hey, has
remember my
anybody
name?
seen Hobo Steve lately?
You do not remember your name either.
Oh.
I
Well,
I
that
don't
sucks.
know. The name. Fuck. Could have sworn we known it at one point. As
Need to
Sarah's
get him a
like
new
cleaning
name
off
tag.
some hides and stuff like that.
Rule 1, never give a Fae your name.
They will
I
actually
mean,
take it.
technically, if you want to get down in the weeds about it, they don't really have a name, so
Then
Yeah,
I
but
guess
you
they
have to
didn't.
call yourself something.
Then I
Still-
guess
still
they
don't-
did. I guess you
still
didn't lose
need to know
anything of
my-
value then.
my true name either. I don't know if you have that squirreled away somewhere or not.
I might.
They messed up so many birthdays with that.
That Faye's gonna get back and be like, I got a mortal's name. They're like, what is it? And they just hold up a word. They're like, that's not a fucking name, you dumbass. Like, it's just the worst Faye. They're like,
They
this
just-
again.
They
It's
just
the, it's the
stole a
Alexia
word off.
Fae.
Yeah, you need to ask them for an ID, okay?
I keep telling you, you gotta. These mortals are tricksy.
I'm just, when you said just hold up a word, I'm imagining like one of those like fridge magnet words.
That's how they
but
show
yes,
it to one another.
When you return, you've only been gone for an hour in your mind, but for them, you've been gone a week, and they don't
Everyone's
remember your
panicking.
name. Were any of them panicking? Were any of you panicking
No.
because what's his face is gone?
Yeah, no, Miriani would have definitely been trying to search and find for him a bit.
I mean, Sarah has been back and forth a whole bunch, so she probably would have only known for a few days and gone, find him. We need him.
No, he shows up and he's just like, I don't know what the big deal was, but going to the Fey Forest. Not dangerous.
Everyone's
It's
like,
the fact-
Why is the date on my watch wrong?
It's like, it's the fact that you went to the Fey Forest. Time passes there differently. Why do you think I haven't been hunting there? Why do you think I've been bringing back all the game from the God Scraps Forest and stuff like that? And she just picks up a few hides, and it's like, I'm gonna go make some leathers. Or start tanning these up for some leathers. I'll be right back. She's frustrated as hell.
It's that guy's turn to get a hug now. You're okay?
Yeah.
You hug me?
Yeah.
So I'm gonna clone behind her and switch places with it and walk off.
Lockheed follows after you, the real you,
Oh.
and is like, "Hi, hi, Raka."
Shakes his head. No.
She shrugs. Well, I gotta call you something.
16.
Doesn't sound familiar, but
Just a word.
fair enough. 16
Like
it
your
is.
name, just a word, right?
No, my name is a gift that was given to me.
It's a word though. Hope.
Yeah, but it's what the word means. Every word is just a word.
Yeah, it is. Every word's just made up.
No, but words have power.
Still made up.
Yeah. But that doesn't make them any less important.
I didn't say it did.
Mm-hmm. So, it's good to have a name.
Hey, can you cast invisible on things?
Uh-huh.
Wanna have some fun?
Always.
We're gonna go cast invisible on, like, Rhea's sword or her armor or something.
Oh, on things. Let me see if
Yeah.
I can do... sorry, I thought you meant like on other people.
No, I think, can you cast it on things, or does it have to be a creature?
I don't know. Let me check. Got her character sheet up right now. A creature you touch becomes invisible.
No, that's too bad.
Yeah. You want to have some fun anyway? And she's going to twin spell and cast invisible on both of you.
All right. Takes off his armor so he can stealth easier.
Makes sense.
All right, now we're gonna go to Rhea's place and just move everything around.
Okay.
Like, just completely put it in different places.
Okay. She nods excitedly.
Go and do that.
All right. Miriani, how do you spend the 2 months of downtime? By the way, Rhea, while you were gone, Jem went into the Fey Forest and met a pixie who asked for his name, and he gave it to her. And so 16 then fucked off into the forest, and what's-his-face came back. You all forgot his name.
But he tells you to call him 16.
Yeah, he says call you 16.
Which everyone
Miriani.
thinks is a dumb name because that's not a real name.
That's a number.
That's a number. Basically, she would spend a lot of the time flitting around, sort of being the sort of central linkage, just sort of traveling between everybody, checking in.
So you're kind of playing group mom?
A little bit, just sort of check in on everybody, make sure everybody is sort of up. Lead the search party for what's his nuts whenever he disappears.
Yep. Yeah, you all definitely set out to search for 16, and like 2 days into the trip, you're all like, who were we looking for again?
Yeah.
Like, I can see his face, but what's his name? It's very frustrating.
Quick question.
Yes.
What is stopping Gala from doing anything during these few months downtime?
So you do hear a couple of rumors, especially when you reach out and talk to Captain Luca, who eventually, I presume, would actually get like a decent understanding of who he's talking to.
Yeah, she would periodically check in and like over the course of this entire time using up, because she's got 3 of those a day.
Yeah. So what you're able to discern from Captain Luca is that Mountain's End is currently under control of the United Allies of Cyrene. It's the flag of Scala has been lowered, and their banner flies over the keep of Mountain's End. Scala is pissed about that because it's the first time in decades that a city to the east of the mountain range has been not under her control. She's not happy about it. However, she has had some trouble taking it back, despite recalling most of her forces. And the reason she's had some trouble taking it back is a huge chunk of her army that was at Mortis Sylvana suddenly died in a fireball.
That's unfortunate.
And so
we should send her a gift basket.
Her army is somewhat diminished from what it has been in the past.
Baywatch is pretty small, though, right? You said like 30 buildings, 100 people.
Feywatch is nothing. Yeah, it's tiny.
So how come she doesn't show up by herself to like try and take Lockie back?
Because she doesn't know you're here.
Okay.
It's a good reason.
If she knew you were here, that would not be great. And she might be able to know that you're here if not for a certain goddess that is now honor bound to protect her, keeping her off Skala's radar.
Okay. Do I have any idea that if I were to use sending over these months to taunt Skala, would that clue her into our location?
I would say you feel like it's definitely a possibility, given that the last time you taunted Skala, she made a timeshare in your brain and learned a lot about you.
Okay. But because everyone forgot my name, does she forget it?
She does. She does not know you as 16 currently. She knows you exist, but she doesn't know your name. Which
Hey,
is
fucker.
hilarious.
Rules of the world.
Which is hilarious. She's going to reach out to 16 at some point, and some pixie in the forest is going to shit herself.
Then I think at some point when I realized like everyone's forgotten my name.
Yeah, everyone's
Hold
forgot
on,
your name.
is
I'm
that
just
when
gonna send a
Skala
sending-
really starts to hate the God's grasp?
I'm just gonna send a message to Skala and be like, "I lived, bitch."
The message that you get back
New number. Who dis?
no, the message that you get back is the impotent rage of someone who for the moment has been beaten and has no recourse. They have already lashed out in the way they know how to best. And don't get me wrong, tens of thousands of people, including Sarah's entire family, are dead because of it. But beyond that, she doesn't know where you are. You are currently hidden from her sight. She can't scry on you.
Is she
And,
doing a Kylo and old Skala?
She's certainly pissed off. She's probably closer to Mountain's End trying to, push forward there.
Oh, do you think she's by the Lonely Bridge? Is that why it's called that?
Oh, yeah, probably.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Yeah, she is very angry right now.
Okay, cool.
So, are there any conversations anyone wanted to have, or any moments anyone wanted to have with either with Lockie or with an NPC or with each other in these 2 months downtime?
I have something, but it's closer towards the end of all of this.
Sure, that's totally fine.
So,
I was gonna say nothing is immediately jumping into my brain, like for anything specific, but definitely would like work with her on magic stuff being also magical.
Does Lorelai have a shrine now?
Yes, not at first, but unsurprisingly, they begin constructing a shrine. However, they construct it in the basement underneath the nymph's nest, because if any soldiers walk through and see a shrine to a goddess, it's going to be a bad day for this village.
Oh, the shrines before were to the Fae. Gotcha. Okay.
Yeah, the shrine before was to the Fae. It was basically they're like, hey, please don't take our children.
All right, so he's gonna go down there after it's made, and Lockie can come if she wants. I don't know if she like follows him around or not, but
I mean,
he goes
some-
down there the
sometimes.
first day.
Yeah.
He goes down there the first day. Actually, you know what? He would take her and be like, "I need you to come help me do something."
Sure,
because
Lockie will go with you.
Probably likes you better anyway. So.
She blinks.
All right, so we're gonna ask Lorelai if she can look around Terracin to see if there's any more of me, because need to make sure I'm the last one.
She nods.
Okay. So we pray to her.
You kneel down and you offer a prayer to the goddess Lorelai, which is admittedly awkward. It's like when someone who is like your coworker becomes your boss, and you're like, it's kind of weird. Like when I have to make that transition, but you knew her as Annalise, and now she's the goddess of one. That's interesting.
He probably
But-
still calls her Annalise too.
I think you would, and I think that she would be fine with that. But you pray to her, and it is, it only takes a moment. The little bowl of water that is in front of you ripples,
Oh, is there any food here as an offering?
There's probably food here as an offering, yeah.
Okay, Jem's eating some.
You're eating the food being offered to your friend, the goddess.
She doesn't actually come down and eat it. It's the thought that counts. And we're friends.
That's
She
fair.
said so herself.
That's fair. Yeah, I think she would expect nothing less from you, weirdly. Yeah. Okay. So you do get a response. And as the water ripples in the bowl here, it does loosely take the form of the continent. And you can see now in these ripples that indeed there's a big honking chunk of the western side of the continent that's just missing there, and there's a volcano. So that's probably not great. But in these ripples, 2 lights appear, and they are both in Feywatch.
Oh. I guess that's me and you.
Lockheed nods. I think we're all that's left.
That's good.
You're not going to kill me, right?
No, you're going to kill me?
Do you want me to?
When you're older. Faria hasn't done it already.
I don't think Mama would.
Probably not. She's kind of a wuss.
Aw.
She's
soft.
She's a little soft. But so is Cookie, and he gets really scary sometimes.
You want to go have some more fun?
Yeah.
You cast invisibility on us?
Yeah, and she twin spells invisibility onto the 2 of you.
Okay, and then we go and find bugs and then sneak in and just leave bugs on Rhea. Just
Ria's
keep
gonna have
throwing
a
them on
fucking
there.
complex about the phrase "you want to go have some fun."
Absolutely. All right, Miriani, did you have something you wanted to do?
Again, not a specific thing, just, again,
Yeah.
working with her. Here's magic, she will learn how to ride a nightmare horse. All kinds of fun things like that.
There is a moment that you two share as you two are learning about the world and or teaching. You're teaching her about the world, I should say. She's learning about the world. You are in the not in the God's Grass Forest. You are south, actually, and wanting to teach her a little bit about life and death. You've actually taken her towards the marsh. This marsh is famous for. Well, it's famously said that anyone who dies in the marsh does not pass on. Their spirit stays there.
Kiona remembers.
Kiona would remember viscerally, I think. But you take her there, and you're taking her through some lessons on her metamagics and how she can kind of alter her spells. And at one point, a geist comes up out of the water and attacks the 2 of you. For you, Miriani, this is no big deal. It's weird. After fighting a Merilith and, invading Mortis Sylvana, a geist in the marsh doesn't really trigger that fear instinct quite like it may have near the beginning of this campaign.
It is relatively like a gnat.
Yeah. Well, the same is not true for Laki, who sees it and screams her head off at this terrifying ghost that has come up out of the water to attack her. And on instinct, she hurls Cookie at the geist. And as she does, you watch in stunned shock as the plushie begins to grow and morph and change at incredible speed until standing before you, between the geist and you, is you'd almost call it a dragon. It doesn't quite look like Scarlet did. It looks more dead, more bone-like. It's got flesh hanging off of it. It has demonic horns coming out of it as this ancient demonic dragon stands in between the 2 of you. And it is going to use its necrotizing breath
Oh, she brought the wrong thing to this. Should have brought her other stuffed plushie. Jesus fuck!
And that Geist is going to take 101 necrotic damage and 80 radiant damage. The necrotic damage is halved and the radiant damage is doubled. And it is obliterated. And then, as quickly as it came out, it poofs back into the plushie and she runs over and catches it and grabs it. Thanks, Cookie.
That's amazing.
Yeah, I can only do it sometimes.
Okay.
Ma-
Well,
Mother
you
said
gotta
that
make
Mother said if anyone tried to take me away, I should throw a cookie at them, but you all were pretty nice. And you let me ride your pony, so I didn't throw it at you.
Well, thank you.
I don't know if
And
Cookie would
yeah,
fit in that room
that's-
anyway.
And that's a good idea. It's good instincts. Give her
Yeah.
a little high five.
She gives a high five back. Yeah. Hey, am I an adventurer now?
More or less.
She kind of like bounces up and down excitedly. All right. Can I be part of the Queen's Lament?
You already are, honey.
Mama says I have to wait till I'm older. She looks really excited. Okay. All right, I'm going to make us all patches.
And on that day, Rhea got a new streak of gray hair.
Oh, absolutely.
It's like,
Absolutely the undermining ant.
yeah, Very
Jen would
much
want to go
so.
and talk to Rhea at some point after finding out he was the last one.
Cool. Let's take a 5-minute break to grab a drink and use the bathroom, and then we'll come back to that. Sound good?
really, honey, really.
All right, everyone go ahead and take 5.
The emotional support demon.
I already did my 5.
Yeah, I did that a little bit ago too. I'll probably grab some water here in a second, but... So, folks, how do you think about all the shit that went down so far?
We did things.
Lots of things.
I like playing Miriani.
Oh, The moment
He's dumb
I
fun.
saw the old map and I knew what I was making for Sarah, that this moment was going to come. So, yeah, I was
This
definitely
is
prepared
her
to play the character.
central. This is her central theme.
I mean, it's definitely a character trying to grieve and struggling very, very hard right now, to say the least.
Yeah.
But I will be right back.
Mm-hmm.
Mal says I was gonna be really happy if it was a chubby red dragon. No, Scala doesn't give her something like cute and adorable like that. You get a scary demon dragon.
Mm-hmm.
One of her scientists made it in a lab, and it's terrifying.
That is utterly terrifying.
Yeah, but it's real good at
Says you.
protecting her daughter.
I think it's awesome.
I mean, it's pretty sick. I mean, she liked the nightmare pony, to be fair. So
Yeah.
I don't know how Rhea feels about it, but I'm starting to get like a grasp of this kid's vibe, and I like it.
Oh, I love it.
listen, she's a troublemaker. She is a little tricksy. She
It
has a
doesn't
lot of
help that
she has a lot of illusion magic and a lot of that sorts of stuff. A lot of enchantment magic,
and a pair of enablers.
and some enablers around her. So yeah, that's her vibe, and she's just been made a part of the party, which means that she gets to come with you on your adventures, and she's very excited about that.
Oh god.
Not sure how the moms feel about that.
Yeah, I was gonna say Rhea might just put me on the ground for that one.
I love how you made all of the correct mom faces in that, by the way.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I'm not good with kids.
I love fucking twin spell invisible to make trouble with Uncle Jem.
Twin
Oh.
spell is so good.
Callie, I did have a question. Did you ever send me Rhea's armor and shield?
No, I haven't yet. I will have to make that for you. I don't have it yet.
Cool, because I currently have leather armor, which is not great on a paladin.
No, not
No.
Aces for Paladin. You'll need to get something better. We'll find something for you.
Yeah.
Did we get a long rest during these 2 months?
During the 2 months, yes, you may all take a
Obviously.
long rest. Yeah.
Rhea didn't.
Oh, look at that chunky cat.
This one isn't
Aw.
chunky. This
Oh,
is
no?
Aloy. She's-
Okay,
she's
Aloy.
regular
Oh
size.
no,
She's
she ain't
angry.
chunky.
That's Trash Cat.
She's just angry.
There's Aloy.
Why is she angry?
Did you hear that? We describe her as being in like that phase as a teen where like you love your parents and your family, but you don't want anyone, including them, to know it.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Okay, I get you.
That's that one right there.
She's
Got
In
it.
personality, the other one's a snugglebug, but I'm not touching them right now. As they're cuddled up together and they're behaving right now. And they've settled down after the last few weeks. So, you know what? I'm taking it.
There we go. All right. Are we ready to get back in?
Yes.
Yep.
All right. We had a moment between Rhea and Jem that was happening. So
Yes,
let's.
so 16 walks in and goes, you're getting grayer by the day.
No thanks to you.
You have no proof of that.
Nah, but there's only so many
Invisibility's
people that'll enable.
Invisibility is a hell of a thing.
And you knew that.
So I hear. So I talked to Annalise the other day. And I'm the last one.
The last.
The last clone. So that's good. All the other ones are dead. So I don't know what our plans are, how long we're gonna wait here, or what's next. But at some point between now and whenever Scala dies, I plan to go too. So just
You
so it's
plan to-
out there and
Are we not still trying to offer?
Yeah, no, for sure. I just mean that, like, after that, the vast majority, like literally everything except Loki, was an abomination that was created in that tower, and the world is much better off without them. And seeing her in the way that she turned out think is the proof that I needed that whatever was in me was the issue. So if our campaign against Scala doesn't put an end to it, then I just want you to know that afterwards, I'll make sure that it does one way or another.
The hell do you mean whatever is in you? You helped save her. And you're doing good for the world, unlike the rest of them.
I just happen to be on the right side this time.
Yeah, me too. In case you didn't notice. That didn't come through your mic, Robbie.
It's different. The only reason that I ended up on this side was because I
Chased vengeance?
Met you. I could have just as easily, I don't know, ended up with what's her face with the broken wings and the couldn't get over her ex.
I mean, sure, you could have. I could have doubled down on working for the bitch.
Nah.
But I didn't, and you didn't. We made choices that led us in the right direction.
I didn't. Okay. You're right. Good talk. He'll try to give you a hug.
She'll hug you back.
Then he'll leave.
Then she just kind of steps back, looks up. Ah, shit, I have gone soft, haven't I?
All right.
You have emotions.
Sarah, you said you had something you wanted to do near the end, right?
Yes. So.
All right. Before I make a decision, what kind of music do I need? I guessed wrong on the last one.
Not this. Something brighter, please.
Yeah, why is
Brighter,
there
okay.
evil me? What did you think I was gonna try and kill her?
No, I started off on something like really like bright and pleasant, and then you start talking about
yeah,
killing yourself,
that-
and I'm like, Jesus, all right, never mind.
Should have went with Nymph's heart.
Sarah's not dissenting like that. This is
Shoulda
a
came
woman
in
who
and-
is looking for an opportunity in a method to grieve. Does not mean it's going to drag her down psychologically completely.
I think the moment you
So,
played that music, I should have been like, Scala sends her regards.
Just
So over the
blow
last
away
2
Rio.
months, you've seen Sarah go back and forth with something. She's definitely been interacting with Lucky while she's been in town and stuff like that. But as you've seen, she's been coming back and forth constantly. She's been coming back as direwolf mode, basically dragging back a bunch of stuff, meats, hides, and everything else. And you're like, what? And then a few days later, she's off again. And you could just chalk it up to she's been obviously dealing with some shit. But towards like the last day or so there of all of this, she calls everybody together, including Licky, and goes, so now that my family, the blood family, and you could tell she's still shaking over it.
Hand on arm. Take your time. Deep breaths.
I decided to do something special for everybody. So over the last few months, all those hides that she has been collecting, she would have went to the tailor in town and made everybody some really nice, standard, relaxing leather clothes, padded out with the best of cottons, stuff like that, to include Licky. And she goes,
Hell yeah.
you give gifts to those that you love and that you consider family, right? And she just steps back and shows everything.
Oh.
So
Aw,
Lucky is
You
very
didn't
excited.
have
I might have
to.
snuck around and got everybody's measurements at night.
I'll try
Lucky
not
lets
to
the
think too
weirdness
hard
of
about that one.
Lucky doesn't seem to notice. She just seems really happy about her clothes.
So yeah, whatever form you all would want them to take and stuff like that, absolutely. But Sarah's just like, I'll be okay. It's been a lot.
You feel a real small hand on your arm, and Lucky says, "Don't worry, the Queen's Lament will defeat Skala."
Rhea kind of
And
squints at Locky a little
There's
bit.
a look of grimacing out of Sarah after hearing that. And just she starts staring daggers at Miriani and 16.
Solemn nod.
Yeah,
And
same.
then more daggers at Miriani after that solemn nod. And goes, "Yes, we will."
Oh, on that note, I also have a present for everyone. And you see her cast haste on herself so she can run upstairs even faster than normal. And she hauls ass up the stairs and comes back down a moment later. And she has a small box that she puts on the table. Okay, she looks towards Rhea. Someone did something nice for me and made these for me. Anyway.
Insight.
Go ahead, roll an insight.
I'm gonna inspo that insight. $25.
There you go. Crit that shit.
In your time learning to parent over the last 7 weeks or so, you have learned some of the tells. There's definitely more to the story than just someone did something nice for her. She's not necessarily lying, but there's more to the story.
Sarah's like checking the.
Yeah,
the
Rhea
back
gives
building
her the
and,
look
like,
of, I know this isn't the whole truth, but I'm gonna let it go.
She nods.
Sarah, yeah.
The box is opened, and inside there are 6 leather patches. Each of them has a symbol. It is the scorpion with a sword through it.
I like it.
Yeah. So there's one
Neat.
for Auntie Miriani, and one for Uncle 16, and one for Auntie Sarah, and one for Mama Maria. And she hands it to you. Oh, and one for me, and she puts it on her thing. And one for Cookie, and she puts it on her stuffy.
Rhea kind of, like, still melts every time she says Mama Rhea and doesn't notice the other 2 patches.
Yeah.
Now, why'd you pick this one?
Why'd I pick what one?
This symbol.
Oh, well, whenever Mom would show up, she'd always have like her armor. It always had the picture of the scorpion's tail on it, and I don't like scorpions very much because yeah. So anyway, I thought a sword through the scorpion because we're gonna.
Very good. Very good artistic instincts.
There is so much concern out of Sarah's eyes going, we're gonna have to take her with us, aren't we? Oh no. Oh no.
It's about a week after that. Things have begun to almost settle into a rhythm, and you've begun to wonder what's next for you all. And one day, you are all just out and about as normal. 16 is getting into trouble somewhere, no doubt, and blaming it on a clone, which it isn't as effective here because everyone is now caught on to it and there's only like 100 people here. But Sarah, you're out on the edge of the forest. Miriani, you are currently helping out in the forge. And Rhea, you are chasing Lockie around because she's gotten in her mind that she knows what the appropriate thing to eat for lunch is, but she definitely doesn't because she's 5. But she is...
Ice cream every day.
if she ever finds out what ice cream is, it's over for
Yes.
y'all.
Yeah, we're doomed.
Yeah. Her plushie's new name will be Ice Cream. Oh, I should have named her plushie Ice Cream.
Oh god.
Damn it.
Technically, no, that's okay. Ice cream was invented by those twins, wasn't it?
Oh, that's
Just
right. Yeah.
Yeah,
To
that'd be a little
rename
bit
it.
too much foresight too early.
You don't think kids can just rename things?
Yeah, that's true. No, ice cream hasn't been invented yet. It won't be for another 700 years. But as you're all it's that day when the sheriff all starts to gather you around and lets you all know that someone has come into town and is asking for you all by name.
Like individual names or the Queen's Lament name?
Individual names.
Oh, that's
Right.
alarming.
That's extraordinarily alarming.
They aren't wearing any symbols of Scala, but that doesn't mean they're not one of Scala's. But he nods. So they seem like pretty tough customer. You want to run, or do you want to meet them, or?
Let's meet them.
We can meet them and we can
Lucky-
handle ourselves.
Lockie steps forward. I'll handle the investigation. Don't worry.
No.
Jem takes out his sword. We'll handle the investigation. Don't worry. Bring cookie.
Rhea is gonna kneel down, look obviously very serious.
Mm.
I need you to
Jem
stay
is
behind us.
behind her, undermining her authority.
And if I tell you to, I need you to haste yourself and run.
Jem is behind Rhea, looks like Rhea, and is making faces.
Rhea, make a persuasion check.
Oh no.
With disadvantage?
No.
I'm undermining her.
I know. That's why she doesn't get it at advantage.
Oh, okay.
23.
Well, straight roll.
Using the mom voice.
Yes. She has come to recognize that you are, as far as a mom goes, you let her get away with murder quite a bit, but there is a certain tone of voice that means, oh, we gotta take this seriously. And she recognizes it and nods. Okay.
I'll pull her in.
Bust
for a
that
hug.
middle name out.
Yeah, exactly. You do. You pull her in and she hugs you back. And so you make your way over to the tavern where they are waiting.
Is it called the Tavern? Because this place is so small, they only have one.
Yeah, it's called Tavern, all in caps. No, it's the Nymph's Nest that you've been staying at. As you enter the tavern, you see the person that the sheriff must have been describing. They're an elf with long platinum blonde hair tied back into a tail. They wear a neat suit with leather shoes and a long brown coat that runs down to their knees. Their crimson vest has a black tie under it, and the rapier sits holstered on their waist. As you approach, they glance over at you and nod. On their cheek, they have the numbers 1421 tattooed into their skin. And she rests her cigar on the lip of an ashtray before standing to greet you. As she does, she seems to take the measure of you all, exhaling smoke out of her nostrils. Her eyes are a bright, gleaming blue, though they look weathered, and you know all too well the look of someone who has seen horrible things. Her face looks somewhat weathered as well, but even as she stands there in her late 50s, she has a beautiful elegance about her. I appreciate you giving me a moment of your time. My name is Ariko. I trust you all are Subject 16, Sarah Lightfoot, Miriani, and Captain Rhea Jonasdottir.
Allegedly.
How do you know our names so precisely?
You have made quite the names for yourselves over the last couple months, I would say. The Fae owed me a favor.
Look at 16.
Yes, 16.
16 stares directly at the camera. How does he know my name if that Fae thing took it from everybody?
The Fae owed him a favor.
Not the actual
favor?
Fae, that was the
Yeah,
Fae, as
the
in
Fae.
from...
As in
Oh.
Nissa.
Yeah,
Oh,
so I
gotcha,
feel like he
gotcha.
comes in and addresses everyone and
Yeah,
just goes, "Who the
everyone
fuck is
except
that?"
you. No, you're right. It's
The
everyone.
Fae, got
It's
it.
yeah. I trust you are all Sarah Lightfoot, Miriani, Captain Rhea, Jonas'
Here come
daughter,
the
and
consequences of my actions following
Blank.
right now.
yeah, and
16, or that asshole.
16. I wondered if I might be able to. Actually, let's start with this. Rhea, give me a history check at advantage, and Jem, give me a history check. Miriani, you could also make a history check, I think.
History.
Will do.
15.
Let's do this one. Whoa-pow! Whoops, that went right out of the thing. Whoa-pow
9.
again! Nope, natural 1.
Okay.
Oof.
Jem, you have no fucking idea who this is.
I'm not even paying attention.
Okay, fair enough. Miriani, not really. Rhea, she said her name is Ariko, and her description loosely matches.
Actually, yeah, can we get some rooster lumps over here?
Ugh. Yeah. They at the mention of rooster lumps, Lockheed gets very excited. They are her favorite food. So,
Yeah.
Even
Yeah.
more than cookies?
no, nothing stands above
they're
cookies.
They're
They're
her
her favorite, like-
mom approved
Yeah,
food.
They're her
I mean,
favorite real food, which she thinks is a stupid term because cookies are definitely real food. Anyway.
and then
Yes, so you are brought some rooster lumps. So Rhea, the name Ariko does mean something to you. Especially given there being an elf and the description that they appear to have. There is a famous assassin known as the Black Fox. Notable because even Skala's officers, it was commonly said that even they do not sit outside the reach of the Black Fox's blade. Few are those who are willing to take a job to assassinate an officer of Skala's army, but the Black Fox did not seem to have any problem doing so. She is, by all accounts, one of the most feared assassins in the world today, if this is who she is.
Rhea goes rigid, makes sure she's in front of Locky, and her hand starts to go up towards her gunblade. Black Fox?
She chuckles. Ah, my reputation precedes me. Not particularly useful for one in my position.
Rhea, that's an elf.
Rhea, are
Rhea is
How
very
worried do we
clearly
need to
in
be?
like full mama bear mode of you better not be here to fuck with the kid.
Relax. I am not here in pursuit of Subject 33. She glances down at the young girl and offers a surprisingly warm smile and nods.
if it wasn't for that, Sarah might have actually jumped Black Fox right there.
Mhm.
Well, at that point, Miriani will just relax. Oh, well, then what can we help you with?
Rhea will drop her hand. Her name is Locky.
Lockheed. That is a gorgeous name. Hope, am I correct?
Nods.
Very nice. My Infernal is quite good, but my Alcanon is rusty. Allow me to be blunt. I wish to hire you all.
For what business?
Did that Luca guy ever pay us?
You were paid in advance.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
I
that
know,
was
'cause it
in
like a
advance.
half now, half afterwards type
No.
thing.
And we
'Cause I'm
eluded the
just
hell
saying-
out of old Scala.
I still, since the start of the campaign, when we spent all my money on adamantium, you want to know how much money I've gained since then?
Probably none.
6 gold on that bet.
You want to know how many places there are to spend much money in this world right now? Not
Not
many.
much.
Six.
Besides,
say,
you got a
we
stack
got-
of
Although
platinum,
I think you got
not
quite a bit in the
much.
in the party loot, didn't you?
Yeah, it's
Oh,
all
yeah,
in the
we
party
have,
loot.
It's everything's in the party loot. We got, the
Yeah, I've definitely
equivalent of
given you guys
3,000
money.
gold. We have like 3,600,
I
3,900
have a
gold sitting in
sending
the party loot.
stone. I can do sending
you do.
twice a day. I've been chatting with Alexi every single day.
Okay.
Okay.
In answer to your question, Ariko nods. The destruction of Mortis Sylvana, along with the liberation of Mountain's End, has provided a unique opportunity, one I did not expect to see in my lifetime. With her armies in disarray, she has had to draw her best forces from across the continent to formulate a counteroffensive against Mountain's End. This has provided a unique window for the accomplishment of my goals, but as much as some might like to believe I cannot accomplish this task alone. Therefore, I wish to hire you all to help me institute the biggest jailbreak in history. I wish to hire you all to help me liberate Moon Bay. And I wish to hire you all to help me slay the leader of the Wraiths of Syl, the Dark Countess, Lady Morgan Atrosk.
Oh, really? Does any of that ring bells to me?
I think even you know who Lady Morgan Atrosk is. She is indeed known as the Dark Countess. She is a Wraith of Syl, the most powerful of the Wraiths of Syl, and generally considered to be their leader. If we're talking in Lord of the Rings terms, she's the Night King, or the Witch King?
Witch King.
Yeah, the Witch King. Yeah, she is a incredibly powerful and scary woman. She is based out of Moon Bay, and she basically is one of the most fearsome people in the world. Miriani impersonated her underling, the warden of Moon Bay, who works underneath Lady Atrosk.
Fair enough.
Lady Atrosk would be considered to be. I gotta fix my camera 1 sec. Lady Atrosk is generally considered to be the second strongest person in the world, behind only Scala. She is terrifying. Un momento, I have to fix my camera.
No, you're fine. I just saw that on stream.
Okay.
Waiting to see if that pops back up.
It should.
I was gonna say, this is not the first time that's happened.
So I have a ton of static electricity that just builds over here, and sometimes when it goes off, it will turn off my camera. I don't know why.
Oh no, you're fine. I understand that.
It's such a pain in the ass.
Oh, I just
Yeah.
meant in terms of yeah, it should, because this is not the first time.
Oh yeah, 100%. All right, there we go. So she nods. The best of the forces that would normally guard Moon Bay have been summoned across to put out fires in Mortis Sylvana, if it can be saved, and to assault Mountain's End. While they are distracted, I should like to assassinate the leader of the Wraiths of Syl, institute a jailbreak, and free Moon Bay, and force Scala to fight a war on two fronts.
I mean, I'll just look at everybody. That's the kind of thing we'd want to do. God damn it, Robbie. Why do you want to?
I spent 30 years in Moon Bay's prison. None should have to. She picks up her cigar and takes a long drag off of it.
And
That's enough.
Miriani nods her head, accepting. That sounds fair.
You all take
That's-
note of the tattoo on her cheek and realize it is her prison number.
Oh.
We can't hear you, Robbie.
You're muted.
Yeah, you're muted. You
Do
are
I have a
actually muted.
tattoo of a 16 somewhere?
You
I feel like I probably would.
You do. I would say you have one on your wrist. They didn't tattoo them on your face. But
Yep.
the elves, you've probably seen once or twice someone who has been freed of Moon Bay for one reason or another who has the tattoos on their face.
So, you say you want to do this.
Yes.
Do you have any some form of plan at this point, or how much are we going to be responsible for helping you with?
Blow it up.
I'm not blowing up a perfectly good town.
Oh, there's nothing good about Moon Bay. Much of it
Flood
will
it.
have to be torn down.
Yeah, but
Really?
just-
But my goal is to save the prisoners there, free them, not kill them.
Blow it up
Yeah, that
afterward.
and
Flood
we
it
can
afterward.
blow it up, but it'd be a whole lot of work.
Okay, so no flattening it. Understood. Let's not have a repeat of Stone's Throw.
No, I would
But-
like to sneak in, murder the Countess, free the prisoners, and have them murder the guards.
Sneak in. You couldn't have came to us 2 months ago so I could have trained in stealth.
I apologize, it is not a short walk.
No, that's understood.
No, that's
Um,
okay. That's okay.
Let
Can we have some time to confer?
You have all the time in the world. Well,
I mean, I'm up for it.
there's one. She smiles and
there's
stands up, and then as she moves to walk past, she kneels down next to Lockheed. A lot of people are going to tell you that you are your mother reborn. They don't know what the fuck they're talking about. You're already far more pleasant than she is. And she walks out the door.
Okay,
well, that
so
was
I'm
all the convincing I
mostly on.
needed.
I'm mostly on board too, but I didn't want to speak for everyone.
Lockheed says, I vote yes. My 20% vote says yes. Oh, sorry. No, my 16% vote says yes, and so does Cookie's 16% vote. He has a patch, so he's also in.
Sarah looked at Rhea. She's good with numbers as well, as I see. And I go, and I'm just like, if you come with us, you know you're going to see things you're not going to want to see, or hear, or smell.
Lockheed at that looks at 16. Tell him 16.
No, you tell them.
Oh, that was gonna be so much cooler if you did it. I've seen things and heard things that I don't want to see. Don't worry, I know what I'm in for. Says the
Okay.
5-year-old.
I know, says the 5-year-old with the experience of an adult, basically.
And now you want to stop it. I understand.
Yeah.
Fist bump.
Also,
Sarah-
I might have a way to get us past the walls. And she looks at Cookie.
I heard from Mariani what that did. Let's hold that. Because we might need that for something else. If we're gonna try and sneak in, no Cookie.
I mean, we'll leave the option on the table, but yeah, let's see if we can come up with a different plan first and save Cookie for an emergency.
Okay.
But say if things go very badly against this woman, we might need Cookie.
Fair enough. She nods.
But
She looks at Rhea. You've been weirdly quiet.
Rhea looks like she's been backed into a corner and she's not happy about it.
Rhea, I know you're not gonna like it, but she's capable as hell. and she's gonna have people after her. She needs the experience.
She's
And not to
5.
mention, yes, she's 5 years old. How many 5-year-olds do you know that can talk like her?
Cast magic like her.
She casts hallucinatory terrain and makes the inside of this place look like it's a river, like a babbling brook with a like glade next to it.
Missed opportunity.
What?
The floor is lava.
Oh, we played that yesterday.
Yeah, she's real bad at it.
I'm really good at it. I can fly.
Yeah, not when 16 pushes her down into the lava, though.
Okay,
Fly.
that wasn't playing fair, and you know it.
All's fair in love and war.
But there is a difference in seeing it, and there is another difference in actually being in everything that is about to happen. I want to make sure you're good for it, because if you are, might be time to teach you some sword play on the way.
Look, if they put her through the same things in Mortis Sylvanas that they put me through, her going to Moon Bay is like experiment 3 or 4.
She'd be
Oh,
safe
I
here.
hated Experiment 3.
Yeah, but it's not that. It's nothing compared to, like, in the 70s.
She has a 1,000-yard stare. Yeah.
They both have a 1,000-yard stare at the same time.
Yeah.
She'd be safe here with Lorelai watching over her.
Lorelai can
Yes,
watch over
she
her
will
wherever
be.
she goes. And so can you.
She'll
And me. And them. And Cookie.
Especially
The
Cookie.
girl needs to learn more than
If
just
she-
how to using her magics and educating herself. She's got a big world, and she needs to learn how to apply it, or one day Scala will find her. And
If she
Scala
finds-
will have her way if she is not prepared.
More than that, if she's going to be the future of this world after we're gone, she has to see firsthand the other things that her mother has done.
And what if we fail? We're just handing her back over.
If we fail, they're going to get her anyway.
That's my
You're just
point.
delaying
Not even Lorelai's protection is going to save this child from guards knowing, communicating with Scala, and Scala being down, moving lickety split to get this child.
She
So the
wants to
best
help.
thing, she's got a
she
target on
can.
her. Yeah, this is not some helpless 5-year-old. This
I have
is
a better
a
question for you.
very strong, potent magic caster who could use the experience.
Mama,
I have
I'll
a
cast
better-
haste on you.
Better question for you, Rhea. Do you think you're going to stop
Oh
her?
my god. I'm just. We've got 2 people in the party that can twin spell haste.
Yeah, we do.
Yay,
This
now
is about to
everybody
get
gets
absolutely
haste.
psychotic.
Or everybody can get stunned, one of the two.
So, Loki, have you ever wanted to
Twin-
ride a bear? A direwolf? Name your creature. We'll make this
Yes.
fun on the way.
Very well. So, with that, the party has decided that they are going to set foot once again on the liberation of Moon Bay. That would be where we're going to wrap up, but I do have one more thing I want to do for tonight before we wrap up. You all inform Ariko that you will take the job, and she nods and tells you that we'll all be leaving in 2 days' time. She has some things to take care of here first to prepare for the journey. You sense it might be poison related. But that night, Rhea, since this decision, you've been a bit of a wreck, and you have been starting to
more
prepare
gray hair.
more gray hair, and you have been starting to prepare Lockheed for a number of different situations, and most of these situations come down to, when I say this word, you turn invisible and you get the hell out of wherever we are. Making sure, like, you know, the emergency plans are being crafted for different kinds of scenarios. When do you need to fly to escape?
Get your weapons out.
Yeah, basically, you've begun to train her in these different things. She has also begun to take a little bit of a shine to your new fighting style. She thinks her mama looks really, really cool doing the paladin fighting, and she told you she wants to learn how to sword fight. Which would ring better if not for the fact that the moment she touched your sword, she cut herself on it. Like that,
Gem gives
isn't
her-
the best.
Gem lets her borrow Echo for practice.
Oh, that would be a very good way for her to learn, actually. So she starts learning with Echo and a bandaged hand. What?
Mama didn't heal it?
Oh, she.
Yeah, Rhea. Rhea can't.
Oh, sorry.
She would have
No,
for sure.
you have land
Rhea's
hands
like,
now, of
no, this is an important lesson. Feel the pain.
Yeah, you're gonna learn this one.
This is gonna be your first scar.
Sarah,
No, it is not her first scar. She has plenty.
since Sarah is
Miriani
the
probably gets
same-
that halfway out and is like, no, never mind.
Since Sarah is basically of equal height, they can definitely practice with each other.
Indeed.
Sarah
And
needs to keep her swordplay sharp.
makes sense. So the two of you indeed do spar a lot. Rhea, you watch extraordinarily closely. You are definitely hovering like a mama hawk. Yeah. On the second night,
I'll use my illusion spells to help with the you gotta stay focused.
Mhm.
No, don't get distracted.
She is also very good at using her illusion spells to make it very hard to sword fight her, including one where she splits off into four of her and surrounds you, and only one of them actually poke you. But
Hell yeah.
Good.
Yeah.
We'll get you better at that.
on the second night, Rhea, you and Lockie have gone to bed early since you're going to have to rise early, and you insisted on her going to sleep. She was very hard to get down to bed that night because she was very excited for her first adventure tomorrow. She's really geeked about it. 16, you also have retired to your room. And Sarah, you have prepared for the next day with the oldest and greatest of halfling traditions. You have drank yourself into a stupor and blacked out.
Yeah, I am just on the table, done. Not
Leaving
even in the room.
leaving Miriani downstairs, still nursing a drink. And it's a little while. You've been at your drink when you see the door open and Ariko enters. And she
Good evening.
notices you and nods. Good evening. May I join you?
Sure.
She nods. Better to not drink alone when you can, right?
Everybody left. I didn't start alone.
Well, strong constitution then. Do you mind if I smoke?
Go ahead.
Stuff will
nods.
kill you.
She nods and takes out a cigar and lights it and starts to puff at it. As she does, you see a scorpion appear on her shoulder and kind of crawl down onto the table, and she glances at it. Oh, relax. I'm sure it's fine, Venom. Apologies. My nod to your spirit.
Oh,
Yes,
Okay.
he was commenting that he's not a fan of your patch.
it wasn't about him. I don't
Scorpion-
think.
Scorpions get
Were
something
you
of
in
a...
Mortis Savannah?
No.
Oh,
No,
then it's not
only in
him.
Moon Bay. Scorpions get something of a bad rap these days.
Yeah, we're trying to fix that though. And then I'll summon mine.
The whole horse?
Yeah. She showed me hers, so I'm showing her mine.
That makes sense. She stares in wonder and shock at it.
Yeah, I didn't. My village was in the wastes. and I didn't. He's a good boy.
Your village was
He just
in the
took
waste.
a while to get here.
In the waste, you say?
Yeah.
Sorry. How long ago?
Oh, years and years.
I'm aware. How many? 20? 30?
About 15.
15. Interesting. So that would make you, what? 25, 30?
Roughly. I don't remember exactly. I've had other things
Still so young.
to keep me occupied.
So, what do I call him? Horse?
I don't remember. I couldn't find what you told us.
I thought it was Frank.
It starts with a B.
Bill.
It was
Black Bill?
definitely some fantasy name. That just refuses to lodge itself in my brain.
Oh yeah, I'm trying to remember the name of the Oh, what are you called? Oh, please tell me I wrote it in my thing.
I'm looking.
Nightmare. No. We're getting a lot of suggestions in the chat, none of which I think are correct.
The right ones.
Oh God.
I think it's a name that appears in Persona, not that that's going to narrow it down.
Nope.
No, it's just
Persona
a dream-related
3?
term.
Oh, okay.
Oh.
Yeah, and it's not in the
It's something like Belial, but that's not it.
Yeah, that name has some weight attached to it. Also, this makes me feel not so bad about the fact that I couldn't remember it.
I know. I feel so bad that I can't remember it.
We'll have to figure it out
Yeah.
later.
I'm gonna find it. Keep going.
All right. The original. Well, we'll just say with night. We'll just say Nightmare for now,
Yeah.
since that's what it's based on. The Nightmare.
He is Nightmare the Nightmare.
She nods. Impressive. I've never seen a Nadweir of that strength. Well, I suppose not never, but
Oh?
I've known some that were quite powerful. Many in Moon Bay are Nadweir. I mean, they're all kinds now. They bring tieflings and humans and Uruk and dragonborn and halflings and dwarves, all kind to make their way to Moon Bay now. But many of the elves there are still from powerful families. So,
Keeping the old ways as much as they can.
as much as one can in a place like that. It is a difficult thing to find the strength to continue on. Are you... She does. She gets quiet. She doesn't say anything.
Oh, okay. I wasn't sure if that was a thing on my end. Am I... What?
I have a question for you that may not make any sense.
Ooh, okay. Those are the best kind.
When I was a younger girl still, I was in Moon Bay, and I did the worst thing that one can do when one is a prisoner in Moon Bay. I got pregnant.
Oh.
It's a terrible place to bring a child into the world, so
I mean,
I bribed a guard to take the infant and spirit her away. Get her out of there. Give her something of a life anyway. This might be a silly question, but I can't help but look at you and ask it. Were you adopted?
I don't really know. It's a lot of my memories from the village are fragmented. It was a hard time after.
I would imagine so.
Forgotten a lot.
I only ask because my husband's Nadweir was a black horse like that one.
Go pet him. It's possible, I suppose.
Well, a strange world indeed, then.
Coincidence.
I am sorry to put such troubling thoughts in your mind so late.
Oh, it's hardly any trouble. It's a nice little thought experiment. If you'd like, we can pretend that we know the answer.
Well,
If it'd make you feel better.
I suppose by the end of this quest I'll know one way or another. If you survive it, you must have my blood. We Sunvale women are powerful like that. And that's where we'll wrap up for tonight.
You fucking what?
By the way, it's Epialis is what you named